Hakeem Femi Gbajabiamila. God bless you all.
So I'm quite impressed with the work so far. I would encourage them to double the pace.
Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila inspects ongoing renovation of National Assembly complex, calls for quality and speedy completion of work.
You have shown responsibility in terms of remitting your surpluses to the consolidated revenue fund.
And lawmakers commend JAMB for financial prudence. This is House Cttee, your window into the activities of the House of Representatives, Federal Republic of Nigeria. A warm welcome. I am Dihelia Mamza. The National Assembly complex is currently undergoing extensive renovations, even as an entirely new structure is being erected to house the National Assembly Service Commission. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Representative Femi Gbajabiamila, took a tour of work in progress last week, a report of which we will bring you in the course of our program. Still on the program, the House Committee on Finance continued with its meetings with MDAs over the medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper and came to a conclusion on measures to sanction MDAs that have refused to honor the committee's earlier invitations. We will wrap up today's program with the interview we had with Lawmaker Babangida Ibrahim, Chairman House Committee on Capital Market and Institutions, where he explained a couple of things about the Nigerian capital market, digital economy, as well as the current status of the Naira. Please stay tuned as House Cttee continues in a moment.
The entire purpose of the legislative agenda is to direct our legislative resources and efforts in a coordinated effort to ensure the well-being of the individual in a life of safety and freedom. That is a high ambition, but it's well worth the effort. We have passed landmark legislation to fix our oil and gas industry, reform the police, and reorganize the corporate administration system in our country. We have considered and passed meaningful legislation that impacts all areas of our national life.
Welcome back. Like I mentioned when the program started, Speaker of the 9th House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, inspected the ongoing construction and renovation works currently ongoing in the National Assembly complex. This was on Wednesday, 14th September 2022. Representative Femi Gbajabiamila inspected key aspects of the work, particularly the House of Representatives chamber, the dome, and the foyer of the complex. The Speaker called for the speedy completion ahead of the delivery deadline of August 2023, while warning the quality of the work should not be compromised.
So far, so good. This work started in August. Started a few weeks behind time, but for good reason. But so far, between August and now, giant strides have been made. You can see that the old chambers has been ripped apart. So I'm quite impressed with the work so far.
Representative Femi Gbajabiamila said the changes introduced were impressive and would greatly assist the lawmakers in their legislative duties in line with the global standards.
The innovations are going to be state of the art. We will be, at the end of the day, be proud to have chambers that match the best the standards all over the world.
While the renovation, which is being carried out by Visible Construction Limited, is ongoing, members will reconvene from their annual break this week to hold plenary sittings in the temporary chamber already prepared. The Speaker further gave his impression of the temporary chamber.
This temporary site where we will be sitting for the next 9-10 months is obviously a far cry from where we used to be. But then again, they have done well in adapting this what used to be a hearing room to legislative chamber. A lot of adaptation has been made, a lot of innovation, and we're quite pleased with the work so far. So we're ready to go.
The Speaker, however, said that the 10th Assembly would most likely be inaugurated in the temporary chamber, except if the project managers will be able to complete the renovation of the main chamber months before the scheduled deadline.
So unless work can be accelerated, but you don't want to accelerate work and compromise the quality of the work. So it's better late but done well. Anything worth doing is worth doing well. So right now they build to open up that place in August. If we're lucky and they're able to move faster and work 24/7 around the clock, maybe a month or two earlier, in which case the 10th Assembly would come into the new new chambers.
He rounded off the project inspection at the permanent site of the National Assembly Service Commission building, which is also being constructed within the National Assembly complex. He expressed satisfaction that the project is being executed according to plans. Some of the project engineers present during the tour and inspection also commented on the ongoing projects.
The estimated cost of the project is 11.6 billion. And the estimated duration is 104 weeks. And if you divide that, it's almost 2 years. And right now, we have done about 50-something weeks. And by the grace of God, we will meet our target.
On the civil works, as you can see, we're on the 3rd and the 4th floor. We are 70% completed. By the time you factor in the services, we'll say we're 30% completed. The bulk of the items on the finishing items are plug and play items. There are more of prefab items we bought off the shelf and installed. More of cotton walling, dry construction.
Away from the reports on the Speaker's tour, the House Committee on Finance has continued its meeting with ministries, departments and agencies over the medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper as the National Assembly plans to receive the 2023 budgets. Last week, it met with the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, alongside the Pension Commission, PENCOM. For details of these meetings, let's take our next report as compiled and presented from our studio.
On Wednesday, 14th of September 2022, the House of Representatives Committee on Finance met with the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB.
Mandate is not to generate revenue.
Representative Saidu Abdullahi, Deputy Chairman of the committee who chaired the sitting, said, despite the fact that the board is not a revenue-generating agency, it is still able to thrive.
In spite of the fact that your mandate is not to generate revenue, you have shown responsibility in terms of remitting your surpluses to the consolidated revenue fund. So before you even start the presentation proper, I want to commend you on behalf of the committee for doing a very wonderful work. For head of agencies to behave and lead responsibly the way you have been doing, I'm sure this country will have been better off for it. So we want you to keep it up. You raise the bar. I'm very, very sure that whoever is going to come after you will feel challenged and will want to do something even better than what you are doing now. I apologize.
Professor Ishak Oloyede, who is the registrar JAMB, during the meeting urged the committee to remove JAMB from the annual national budget by granting it total autonomy to reduce the burden on the national treasury.
We will continue to render once it is solved further, but we believe it's an aberration to classify us as a community simply because the lives of the parties that are reporting whatever it is surplus over the what to do with it. And I said that if it is possible for we bear all our expenditure except salary, we bear our expenditure which is a cost, and also via our overhead expenditure.
He, however, said that as condition for the autonomy, JAMB should be allowed to jerk its fees to 5,000 Naira as it was a few years ago.
So what we are projecting is that if we want, and I believe we should, one, we must return to the 5,000 that we were charging. And given the inflation now, even if we charge 10,000 Naira per application form, I don't give that as a nobody will ask the federal government for one.
Representative Johnson Oguma had questions to ask the registrar.
When the 5,000 was reduced to 3,000 plus, what was the effect of registration? What I mean, the number effect. What was there an increase of numbers of applicants when it was reduced from 5,000 to 3,000 plus?
Sir, I will answer to say.
And again, not before you answer that. The other one again is that what you are asking for now, that they should remove you or you want to now be self-funding. They rest assured that when you become self-funding, there will be more demand on you to do those. So, when you are self-funding, that does not mean that you will not be accountable to the government. There will be no pressure for you bearing for what you are going through now, whatever you think you are facing.
I will say yes and no. The yes is the fact that yes, there is physical rights. Physical rights in normal. But there's rights in normal. This is not reality. That's what I'm saying. The school system in Nigeria produces about 1 million people. Why would we, where is the other 1 million that we are having 1.8, where is the 800 coming from? They are coming largely from our own study, from 3 sources. 1, those who had already had 1 degree, almost free from God, and they want a second 4 degree. Somebody that read political science, you now also read law.
You do not need to go to JAMB.
That's where we get this figure from. So that's one of them. That is somebody that read biology, BSc, you want to read medicine, or you want to read pharmacy. So not only that we are funding them for the 4th degree, we are funding them for the second 4th degree. Because they are going to also have that almost free. That's the first one. The second one, sir, the second category are those people who are not able to secure the course they wanted in the previous years. They refuse to go. They are what we call rigid students. He wants to read medicine, pure medicine. Give him anything, he will not take them. So he will be ready to repeat. That was why when some people are suggesting that examination will take, you know, bank it for 2 or 3 years, I just smile because they don't know what is on the ground. Somebody who takes our exam this year and is called 220, he wants to read medicine. He knows that medicine cannot, they can be too without weight in hand. And now then he don't take exam again. Even if he remains for 10 years, he cannot have it. Because some other new sex will take exam and they will score higher mark. And the man will be made where he is, because we are talking about cohorts, their sex. And I think anybody who is education will know what we are talking about. Not people who are just commenting.
The deputy chairman of the committee, Representative Saidu Abdullahi, commended the registrar for his financial prudence. Similarly, the National Pension Commission (PENCOM) also appeared before the committee. This was on Thursday, 15th September 2022.
Members of the House Committee on Finance will recall.
While making a presentation before the committee, the Director General of the Pension Commission, Aishatu Umar, denied the allegation that the commission pays its staff the sum of 2.4 million naira per month. Umar added that Although the commission pays high salaries, no one earns 1 million naira monthly.
Madam, I am trying to do some little arithmetics here. 14.6 as your yearly emolument for 500 employees gave me 29.3 billion. And I tried to multiply that by 12 calendar months. That will give an average of about 2.4 million. Now the question is, this is a minimum of 2.4. Are you telling me that the most junior or the lowest of your employee earn as much as 2 million naira per month?
The salaries, all the allowances, all the training, all of them come under this personnel cost. Everything to do with staff is not only salary. It cannot be only salary. Nobody earns 1 million in income from the DG down. It's not possible.
You take off 1 million for...
The lawmakers were not convinced with the DG's explanations and resolved that details of the salaries of the commission should be provided and submitted to the committee within a week.
Honorable colleagues, please, I think, hold on, DG. Honorable Aminu Suleiman has already made a valid submission, and I assume that to be a motion. What I expected is for someone to second it. Once it's seconded, we will rule, and we will demand for details of the salary component from PENCOM. So please, there is a motion on ground. If there is anyone that is willing to second, let us second so that we will rule. Yeah, please. No, please. Honorable Aminu Suleiman, we will be demanding from the management of PENCOM details of their employees. And yeah, we want to know your nominal role and details of what is paid to each and every one of them. Thank you. So,
you've not given time frame.
Yeah, we should get that within the next 1 week. Come to me. The problem has been solved now. They didn't come to me.
In his final remarks, the deputy chairman commended members of the committee for their commitments in the past weeks the meetings have been ongoing. He charged and encouraged the Fiscal Responsibility Commission to hold reconciliatory meetings with concerned MDAs.
To Fiscal Responsibility Commission, over the past two, three weeks, there are agencies that will push to you to reconcile their positions with you. We want you to take those things seriously, and we expect that we'll get a feedback from you within the next 1 week so that we'll know who is owing what, and from there we'll be able to advise the concerned ministry of what needs to be done.
Representative Said Abdullahi noted that MDAs that have refused to utilize the opportunity to sit with the committee and furnish them with important information will be sanctioned accordingly.
There are agencies that decided not to appear before the committee. We want to push it to them that they are not beyond the laws of this country. They can't be operating in isolation. We have requested for their position, their status position from Fiscal Responsibility Commission. What this session will have offered them is an opportunity to clear any reservation they have with the position of Fiscal Responsibility Commission. But because they have decided not to appear, FRC, please furnish us with the details and we'll communicate to Minister of Finance to debit their accounts on whatever liability that you establish. We gave them the chance to come and agree on whether or not to agree with your position, and they decided not to appear. We have details of all the agencies. The clerk has advised the commission with the details. Please give us the details. We'll communicate it to the Federal Ministry of Finance, and whatever it is that is established as liability that is due to the Federation or CRF, as the case may be, we will advise Federal Ministry of Finance to hit their account.
If you just tuned in, the program is House Tickets, coming your way on the NTA Parliament. The Capital Market and Institutions Committee is a committee that works with two major stakeholders in the capital market, the Stock Exchange and the Security Exchange Tribunal. Representative Babangida Ibrahim is the chairman of the House Committee on Capital Markets and Institutions. He told us how the committee have been working with the two stakeholders.
Well, we have a very good understanding because all of them are regulators. They regulate the capital markets. The Security and Exchange are in charge of ensuring transparency, accountability, and ensure that due process is followed when dealing with Nigerians, especially in the capital market. While the Investment and Security Tribunal has the responsibility of ensuring resolution of disputes between the investors and the market itself. Whether there is any dispute relating to individual investor or corporate investors against any company, they go to the Investment and Security Tribunal and they seek like a normal court. You know, the Investment and Security Tribunal has the status of very high court.
The capital market and its institutions are key to the economy of a country. The lawmaker told House Cttee what can be done to use the capital market and its institutions as a tool to address the economic challenges in the country.
I think government also should focus on the capital market, because if you notice recently, a lot of state governments go to the capital market to issue bonds for their infrastructures. So I think capital market is a very key area where I believe if the government should pay attention, it will help in boosting the Nigerian economy.
The lawmaker told us what we need to know outside what relates to his committee.
The Nigerian economy is fragile as it is today, and it's everybody's responsibility to make sure that we put all hands on deck to ensure that the economy is revived, and we can only do that if we are very transparent in our operations, and if due process is always followed, if there is confidence on the government itself by the citizens, and also we need to look inwards. You see, we have a lot of mineral resources that can assist to boost Nigerian economy. We also need to look at what is the best way we can ensure that we design certain things for exports.
Finally, Representative Babangida Ibrahim made a call to Nigerians.
The only message I want to pass to Nigerians is that we don't have any country apart from Nigeria. So we have to be patient, number one. We also need to support government. There's no government that doesn't have lapses. But there's no government will now sit down and see things are getting worse day by day. They are trying their best, and I believe Nigerians should be patient enough. Honestly, what we are trying to do now is confidence building. Because you see, most of the Nigerians are not very conversant. They don't even trust the capital market anymore.
It's now time to wrap up the program, House Cttee. He is hoping that you've been enlightened on the workings of the legislative arm of government, the House of Representatives. Do join us again next week on the MTA Parliament for more events within and outside the legislature as they unfold. And we look forward to hearing from you through our feedback platforms showing on your screen regarding questions and comments to our elected representatives on the workings of the legislature. Many thanks for watching. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.